So, as you can tell by the backdrop, I am finally, after all this time, set up in the new office. I want to go around and show off like how the space is. There's still a lot that needs to be finished. But first, I think before I do that, just to kind of explain how the space is laid out and everything, I kind of want to just go over a little background, I guess, of kind of me and the company itself because I've never really talked about that before. It's always just been the super technical videos. So, I guess just to start from the beginning, my degree is actually in mechanical engineering, ironically. And when I was in school, I started doing a lot of freelance work in electronic design because I had done a ton of work when I was younger on like Arduino stuff and a lot of microcontrollers. And it just kind of snowballed with that. It was mainly all electronics, some mechanical work. I had a 3D printer, and it got pretty busy. So when I graduated with my ME degree, I transitioned the freelance work into a full-time company, Microtype Engineering, and that was now 2 or 3 years ago. And at that point, I was doing everything, all the programming, all the design work, all of that. And in the last year and a half, I've started kind of focusing on the things that I'm good at and trying to find people to do the other stuff. So I now have a somewhat full-time programmer who does now all the programming. I don't do any more of that. I have a electrical engineer who does all the design reviews, consults on every project, and he's now starting to get into, because we're just getting really busy, doing the actual designs and layouts. And both of them are remote, so currently in the office it's just me. But I also just hired somebody to run the assembly line. I think I mentioned in the last video that's the next big thing that's going on. I'll show off that space. It's in a kind of somewhat connected but not connected warehouse that we're in the process of getting it all decked out before the equipment comes. Hopefully that'll be done in the next few weeks. Really excited about that, but pretty terrified. Never really done any big investment into equipment, and this is a pretty big adventure. So I guess now I will show off the space and how it's coming along. Alright, it is actually a different day than when I started on the other video. I didn't realize my other camera's lens was way too tight up, so I swapped out the lenses. So now here is the entrance where you walk in. You have your door here. This is kind of like a little lunch break area, I guess. Got a fridge, microwave, snacks. Then out here is the main assembly side for like the prototype work. So soldering, oscilloscope, power supplies. This is the computer and webcam where the programmer does all of his programming remotely. This is a new desk. I haven't put on a ESD mat, and I think this is going to be the main soldering side. I have a little 6-can beer fridge where solder paste goes. So I think this is going to be just programming and testing, and then the orange one behind it will be for soldering. Then here is a walkway, and in the closet is my server room. And as you can see, we have a very well set up server. That is a project for sometime in the future. I'd like to get that all set up. If anyone's good with servers, let me know in the comments. And then this is where my office is. So I need obviously some shelving or something there. Here's my desk with my dual monitors, and here's the camera setup. I use a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. For the face cams, a Blue Yeti mic. This hutch was from when I had this all in one room, so I really don't need it now that I've got multiple rooms to put stuff, so I'm probably going to get rid of that. Here's a fancy bathroom and a futon couch, because you have to have a place to nap. And I have a pretty nice security setup, camera setup in here. And what I'll probably do with this room eventually, when it gets to the point where I need to start hiring people in person, is in this, behind this wall is a whole nother office space, like a single person space. So I'm probably gonna put a door there, and that will be my office. And this space I'll split into two and have two offices in here, and that's where probably a board designer and maybe a programmer will be. So that is pretty much the entire office as it sits, and like I said earlier, I want to go over the warehouse and the assembly. It's still being worked on, like drywall is going in, electrical is being run. So once that's all done and the machines start getting set up, I'll do a walkthrough through there, because that'll be a lot more interesting than this, I'm sure. So yeah, that is it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything, or need explanations with anything. And as always, let me know if there are any other topics or videos you would like to see me do. Thanks.